Hey everyone, Michael Kosovar here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I know a lot of YouTube personalities do a video that's what's in my bag for, every year. And I get it. Your basic gear changes from year to year and everyone wants to show. You have a new camera, you got new lenses, different audio equipment. It's making your job easier and everyone wants to know all that good stuff. But nobody ever talks about what's in the Never Know bag. The Never Know bag is the bag you go to when your job may change and you have to do something different that you weren't ready for, or when everything goes wrong and you need to quickly change something and continue with your work. I wrote a blog article on this a couple months back, and with everything going on right now, I feel like I have the time to actually spend on putting together a real video showcasing everything, so I figured I would do that. I just want to add that I'm a freelance camera operator that shoots news, sports, weddings and events, corporate videos, and product videos for the web. So if you're interested, you can visit my website and see more of that type of work. But for now, let's get into the bag. So the first thing you're going to notice is that I have a backpack with this strap system. I don't remember when I got it. It was from Walmart. I think it was about 20 bucks, but this backpack has served me well over the past couple of years, and it's really convenient to have the strap system because then you can strap things to it and then just make sure you don't lose things, because there's never enough room in these backpacks, as you might know. So the first thing you're going to notice is that I have a pair of Milwaukee mechanics gloves. These are good when you're working in a stadium. I use them mostly wrapping up cables and moving around heavy things, just so that way I have a little bit more grip. But nothing's worse than picking up a cable soaked in beer, and it kind of makes it a little convenient to cleaner, so there's that. Next, you're going to see that I have two of these spring clamps. One of them I always use whenever it's raining. I just like having two if I have to hang up something like a diffuser, piece of diffusion gel, or even a softbox diffuser. So they come in handy. Okay, so on the side I keep a water bottle. It's got my the logo from Cigar Dojo on it. It's one of my favorite things. This is a Hydrocell water bottle. It keeps your drinks cold even in the summer, all day long. It's really useful. So then, next thing you'll notice is that I have a flashlight and a Leatherman. The flashlight is from Redline, and it's really good and really handy. There's a little magnet on the bottom, so if I need to hang it up under something, then I can actually, I could let it go and then, still work. And the Leatherman that I use is the Leatherman Wingman. Got it online, I think at Lowe's. It's really cheap, but does the job. Okay, so the next thing you're going to see is some carabiners. Now the carabiners are really handy. I have one with a little bit of power cord connected to it, and the reason why I do this is that, let's say I'm doing a live shot from a truck and I'm connected to a wire, which doesn't happen often, but when it does and you want to move around a lot, you can then move around with the cable connected to you and you're not going to really get it in your way. It's really handy. I see lots of professionals using it with MSG, and yeah, it was really handy. So I have two extra ones just in case I ever need them for whatever reason, or one breaks, or if I lose one. Okay, next thing you're going to notice is the MOLLE pouch. The MOLLE pouch is really handy to have. I use this because if I have to go to court for whatever reason with when I'm shooting news, I don't want to bring the backpack or a lot of things in, and then I have to fish out of my pockets when I go through security because I don't have a secure pass. But it's really handy to just put all your stuff in, take it off, and then hand it to the security so that way they can go through your stuff. So I keep a little handy screwdriver set in there with different hexagon screws. I keep a cigar cutter, but that's just because I like cigars and I like to keep it on me. So let's start going through the pouch. So the first thing you're going to see is some AA batteries. Always need to have extras of them. I keep some lens cleaning tissue. Keep some business cards. Now I keep one of these. This is my personal one. It's a battery for an on-camera light. It's the NPF series for Sony mounts. This is just really handy to have one of your own because, sometimes like if you're in a freelance crew, someone's crew, and they have a battery, it might not be charged or the wire might have been broken, so then you need something to power the on-camera light. It's just really handy to have. Keep a 9-volt battery. That's for an IFB. I also like to keep one dedicated screwdriver for camera plates. This is the perfect size. It's 1/4 inch. It's just great to have. And at the back, I keep a notepad, some matches, more business cards, a lens pen, and a Sharpie marker. And this can fit your cell phone, like you can fit a lot of other things in here, so it's really convenient to have. So the next thing we're going to go through is one of my outer pouches. Now I keep what are these things called? They're like one of those anti-static towels. I like to use them to clean lenses if it's raining out because nothing seems to get that water off. It's just really helpful to have. I keep a plastic bag for the on-camera light, like the LED on-camera light. Like I said, I use the spring clamp on the end, and that just helps me hold this down, protect the wires, protect the light, make sure it doesn't get wet. And here I also keep a cooling towel. This is really for the summer, but it's really helpful to have because then when, like it gets really hot out, you just wet it, it'll keep you cooler. I've used this when I've shot sports, not much on the news because we'll sit in the car if we really need to. But I mean, it's just really helpful to have if I'm out and about all day long. So, okay. Next, let's go to this outer pouch. Now, I keep this all the time on me. It's an emergency power bank. You can power up your, you can charge your cell phone on it. It's really helpful to have because, if you're doing like an extended video with like a GoPro when I shoot weddings, this is helpful to keep with me, or anything for that matter. This will power up the GoPro all day long, and it's just, you don't even have to worry about the camera. It will stay on all day, so it's great to have. Okay, next, it's USB cable. This is one of the ones that you could use to power up your GoPro. RCA to 1/8 inch. When I filmed a couple weddings a while ago, there's been times where the DJ would only be able to give me an RCA out, and I wasn't prepared, and now I keep these on me because I just want to have good clean audio for the speeches and stuff. And you know what, sometimes you can't just put your microphone right in front of the speaker or whatever, so now I'm carrying this just as an emergency cable. Okay, there's a charging cable for my gimbal, but it's also, you can charge phones with this. It's a little power adapter. This is an iPhone charging cable. Okay, that's it in there. Let's get to the inside. Okay, all my crazy stuff now. I keep in here more AA batteries. That's for start. Never have enough of those. I keep a USB thumb drive. This is very helpful for when you need to put it into a camera. The older XD cameras, they wouldn't have like an SD card for the proxy files. So what you would do is you would plug this into the camera, and then it would record proxy files for you to, for the reporter, and it's just super handy to have. I keep it in my backpack because, you know, for whatever reason, if I ever have to use an older camera, it's just helpful, you know, like to have there. And I keep some labels to label a disc if I ever need to for whatever reason. More AA batteries. A lens polishing cloth. Some eye drops. Batteries, we'll use batteries. Lens cleaning solution. Ballpoint pen from the Kenilworth Hotel. I think I got that when I was in New Jersey once. Some Mio energy drink things. Okay, first thing. This is pretty important now. I keep this with me because sometimes you're working, you get a headache, you hurt yourself, or just, you know, you never know when you're going to need this stuff. So keep some Excedrin, some Shout wipe and goes. These are handy if you spill food on you or whatever, if the reporter does. And, you know, like it'll prevent stains. It's really helpful to have that because nothing's worse than looking like a slob. Keep some Band-Aids. I keep some first aid antibiotic ointment. Band-Aids. Yep, there's that. Get this off of here. Okay. BNC cable. I like to keep my own BNC cable in my backpack because sometimes cables break, or you using like one of those transmitter backpacks to send back footage, and the wire breaks, whatever reason. I keep my own just because I've had plenty of times where I had a cable broken and then I'd have to look through the truck. I don't like looking for cables. I like to keep mine tidy in one spot. So here is my work pass. I like to use one of these wallets because, you know what, it's really handy to have because you can keep all of your different IDs in there, and then you have a slot to keep thumb drives. And these thumb drives are perfect for me to carry because I can put, you know, like a template file of like Adobe Premiere Pro on it, and it makes my editing a lot faster. I'm ready to go. Like, I just can start cutting right away, and I have some motion graphic templates in there that I like to keep around. So there's that. With everything going on right now, my wife, she gave me this little pouch thing to hold a hand sanitizer, which was really nice of her. I keep it on here right now because, you know, with everything going on, we need the hand sanitizer, and that was just very helpful. Okay. More thumb drives. Okay, more hand sanitizer, cigarette lighter. Don't really smoke, but I like to have a lighter on me anyway. Okay, here's an SD card reader. There's no SD card in here. Normally I keep an SD card. I must have misplaced it, or I'll have to change that. Rubber splicing tape. Rubber splicing tape is a very handy thing to have. One, you can fix cables. You can prevent them from getting like wet. You can use it to hang cables if you need to. But most importantly, I like having it just as a safety precaution for whatever. It doesn't leave a sticky residue, which is really cool and helpful. So there's that. There's another power charger. Oh, and there's another Sharpie. I like to keep one in my backpack at all times. Okay, now we're getting to the inside of my backpack. Okay, so first thing you'll notice is that I carry a small bag cooler. This fits right in my backpack. It's big enough for a sandwich, maybe a Red Bull or whatever you like to drink. It's very helpful. Inside I keep a very nice I keep a very nice spoon, knife, and fork set that's magnetic, and it has this cool pouch. It's made by Joseph & Joseph. I was given that to me by an old job that I used to work at because they wanted to reduce using plastic forks in the workplace. So, nice. Okay, I keep a shemagh. It's good for dust. It's good for a scarf. You know, with everything going on right now, I have to wear a mask, but I don't want to carry one, or they're not even available. It's hard to find. Masks, regular masks are hard to find right now, so this is very helpful to have. Okay. Okay, I carry a set of knee pads in the bottom of my backpack. This is good for when you're kneeling and running cable underneath this is really helpful to have for when you're running cable underneath basketball courts. It protects your knees. And you know what, this is also good if you're like doing a lot of running when you're with a camera. In case you fall or whatever, it'll protect you from breaking a kneecap. So that's why I keep them in there. Okay. Next. Okay, these BMX gloves. These BMX gloves I started carrying after I saw a fellow camera operator wearing some, and he uses them for grip. I thought it was a good idea, and then I realized, you know what, this is a good time for me to use them because everything's going on. I'm going into other people's crews, I'm using their cameras, and I want to use, you know, I want to be as conscious as possible, so there's that. Okay, so this is called a balaclava. I use this during the winter. It helps, it prevents you from, you know, getting really too cold, your head getting too cold. I'll put another hat over it usually because I don't want to look like ridiculous with it, but it's like a scarf and a hat and a face mask all in one. And I got this for like $10. This thing was great. It's made by Ergodyne, and I think I got this off Amazon. And I'll put links to everything in the video below. I like to carry an XLR cable with me. The XLR cables go bad, and I don't like having to look for things, like I said, in the truck, so I keep an XLR cable with me. This is about, I think, probably somewhere between 8 and 10 feet. 7 to 10 feet. Some dental stuff, you know, toothpicks and toothbrush. You don't need water with those. Everstart power inverter. I only brought this into my backpack recently because we have them in our crews when we're shooting news, just in case you need to power up your laptop. But some of them beep and they make a lot of noise, and that's why I got this, just to have my own, because then I was relying on it for, you know, work, and it was good. You know, I didn't have to worry about like using somebody's and it wasn't working. So okay, Energizer headlamp. This is good if you need your hands and you can't hold the flashlight and you need to like crawl around or something like that. This is just this is necessary to have. Sunblock. Bug spray. These are some notes of mine. Okay, and we're going into the last section. In the top, I like to keep 2 pairs of headphones, just in case one breaks. This is an iPhone, one of the older iPhone headphones. And then I have this spare set of headphones. They're a little bit nicer, but I prefer the iPhone ones. There's another charging cable mixed in with it. And guess what? More business cards. Another charging cable. I swear I feel like I have these things all over the place. And that's pretty much it. Now, like I said, you know, like I change things from time to time, and I don't like to keep all my stuff, you know, in there at all times. Like I keep, you know, winter gloves in the winter. I keep other gloves during the summer. You know, like I said, the BMX gloves now. And that's pretty much it. I also should add that, I mean, I was thinking about getting small rolls of gaff tape just for, you know, taping stuff down, but I typically carry that in a bigger bag, and I keep a whole roll of that, so I don't really ever need that in my Never Know bag. But yeah, that's it. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I just want to add that there are things in this bag that I didn't put on the list for specific reasons. Like I carry a nice pair of wireless headphones so I can listen to a podcast while I'm at work. I also keep in my car a separate backpack with spare clothing. You can read all about that on the blog article. I also like to bring snacks. I would make my own smoked nuts, and I would also bring banana chips. Sometimes when you're working out all day long, you don't actually have time to take like a real lunch break, so you have to actually have like a snack here and there, keep you going. I plan on doing another video on my Edit Suite setup, so if you like what you saw, subscribe and stay tuned. Talk to you soon.